Slaptail Squad, assemble.
If you are listening to this, you are a member of the great Slaptail Nation, my nation. And who am I? I'm the Beaveman, master of the universe, creator of all things great and small, and Lord High Commander of the great Slaptail Nation army. And with me today, here in the Beaver Den, with an ass so fine it'll make you want to violate the first commandment, the Padme to my Darth Vader, the evil into my Skeletor, and the Harley Quinn to my ever so sane Joker. I give you the heart-shaped ass that is the Swan. Say hello, Swan.
Hello, Swan.
Swan, your heart is getting congestive heart failure.
Bigger and floppy?
Yeah, inefficient.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, the heart shape is changing.
It's getting bigger. It's just getting floppy.
Heart shape is changing.
Old. It's getting saggy.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to do some squats.
Your back has now become your thighs. Your back,
that's harsh.
Your low back goes straight down to your thighs.
Alrighty then. I don't think so. I think it's still looking okay.
It's
not badonkadonky.
Not what it was.
Anymore,
not what it was. And I blame your accident.
I do.
Blame your accident. I really do. I really, really do.
I do.
I'll say hello, Swan.
Hello, Swan.
Anyway, moving on.
I already did.
Oh, did you? Okay. My memory is
fixated on ass.
That is my favorite thing.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing. Also with us today, stepping in. Oh, that was kind of mean to say. Rolling in. Damn. Rolling in. Steven the SiTCOM Ortiz, all the way from Indiana. How's it going, Steven?
Man, you're trying to lose a friend and a wife all in like 5 minutes, man. My goodness.
Hitting hard.
I come into big and floppy and ain't what it once was.
Hey, why don't you want to do some jump rope? Let's do some jump rope.
Yeah, we'll do some jumping jacks and then we'll go for a run.
Yeah.
What a dick thing to say. Yeah, you know what? That's the problem with having people who have friends who have a disability. You have to watch what you say.
God, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
That's the best part of having friends with disabilities.
Yeah,
you don't have to have.
You don't have to.
It's fine.
Yeah, and if you don't have a friend with a disability, what's wrong with you?
You should kill
him. Oh, you're the one. You've got the disability. That's what it is.
Oh, but he might have friends with disabilities too. That would be.
I don't.
No.
Oh. No.
You're the one.
You're like, no, I'm very strict. There's like, no, none of you. We may not enter. We cannot have another one in our circle.
You have to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
No, not even that. I get uncomfortable around him.
I don't know what to say. Well, I don't know what to say to these guys.
You're like prejudiced against others with disabilities.
I mean, not.
I feel like that's true.
A little bit.
It's a little true. It's a little true.
That's funny.
Well, it's so when I meet other handicapped people, they're like, "Oh my God, we're like friends now because we're both crippled," and that's just like not the case right off the bat, right?
You're like, "Fuck that."
But then they're like, "Let's compare our shit." And I'm like, "No," because like I'm just in a wheelchair and my legs just don't move well. I don't have like diapers and people carrying me and people dressing me and none of that shit, right? And so it's weird. It's just a weird thing to talk about with people. They want to compare. It's like, no.
So does that mean you are like one-upping them? Or like,
he's like, I'm better than you.
My own ass.
Fuck you.
No, that's the thing. I don't want to do the Pain Olympics. I don't want to compare. It's just your situation's probably horrible. I don't want to fucking talk about it. Just don't.
Damn, he's a handicapped snob. Look at him. He's like, oh, fuck those
He's not one of those people that's like misery loves company. You're like, I don't want to join your party. I'm above you.
I don't. I'm not even above it. I have my own bullshit to deal with.
Damn.
That's funny.
So then you meet crippled people that are fucking rubbing in your face that they can do more now that they're crippled. Like those bastards that lose legs and they run track.
Like,
fuck those guys.
Yeah.
I got 2 legs and I can't run. They have no legs and they're running fucking world records.
Ironmans and stuff.
That's fucking bullshit. Anyways, back to you, Beaveman.
Yeah, did they run before that?
Like, no, they got their legs. No, they probably they're like, I got my legs cut off, so now I'm going to take up running. Like, what
that would be the final straw, dude. Some paralyzed dude gets his legs whacked off and then fucking starts running track. I'd be done.
Oh, yeah. Or they get their legs whacked off and then all of a sudden they just want to get like a jacked upper body. I'm like, why weren't you jacked before? Like, why didn't you work on that before? I'm pissing off a lot of people. I don't really I also don't really care because I'm not going to
The
remember.
good news is if you live upstairs, you're safe.
True. That's true. Oh my God. Speaking of living upstairs, this is totally not comparable, but it's funny. So our son broke his ankle. You'd have thought his leg was cut off.
Yeah.
And no coordination whatsoever on crutches. I thought he was going to break something else. It was terrible.
It was comical. I mean, I really tried hard not to laugh, to be honest. And then I was like, what the fuck? How does he like go that many years and not be able to fuck around on crutches? Like, yeah, it was like,
The only thing I could think, though, was that we spent so much time teaching people how to use crutches in the emergency room and fucking around on them. They were like, that's probably why we know how to use them. But still.
Yeah. I was put on crutches when I was younger. I was on a walker first. And then they were like, well, we don't like that he hops. So we're going to put him on crutches so he has to take steps.
we don't want you to do
15
things that
minutes.
kids do. No hopping for you.
Yeah. But within 15 minutes, I went from just hopping on the walker to now hopping onto chairs and like hopping onto walls and shit with my crutches. Yeah. And they were like, well, that didn't work.
Like, I'll show you.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I'm going to do it my way. Well, steps are inefficient. For every one step you guys would take, I could hop and take 5.
Sure. Yeah.
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 It's like the dogs that have no back legs that just walk on their front legs. Why don't you walk on your hands?
Yeah, do that.
Because I have full-size normal legs.
Well,
They
I
don't
mean,
have
so do
little
gymnasts.
shrivelly dangly things.
Yeah, but if
goodness.
he can't control them well, they won't like stay upward. They'll just be like flailing all over.
What? He has no core strength? Is that what you're saying? He uses
He
his
still
core
I
has
don't
strength.
have a lot of core strength.
If you
no.
had core strength, you could
Okay,
just lift
so I
straight
guess
your
you
legs.
gotta get abs before you can walk on your
I
hands.
feel like you should walk on your hands.
New Year's resolution.
Walk on your hands. Walk on your hands. Work the core
The
so you
world
have a
is
straight
gross.
The world is gross.
Put my
I'm
hands
not
on
gonna
the
do it.
ground.
Oh,
Put
that
shoes
is
on your
true.
feet.
You can, yeah,
body.
gloves.
Shoes on your hands.
I think I'll just stick with the chair.
Members of the Great Slaptail Nation, design hand shoes for Steven the SiTCOM Ortiz.
I think that's just gloves. That's just gloves, man. It's just.
I'm trying to get a niche here.
With treads on them.
Yeah, treads on them.
And then if you want foot sandals,
Yeah.
fingerless gloves.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but that's not marketing. You gotta change the name. You can't just say fingerless gloves.
That's true.
Hand
Hand
shoes.
sandals.
Hand
Hand
sandals. Hand thongs.
Tipless gloves.
Tipless. Yeah, but the gloves still implied his hand.
Yeah, so you gotta.
You like,
But they're for the hand.
but that's your walking surface.
Think how jacked you would be if you walked on your hands all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, I've pretty much given up on that.
Like, yeah.
No, I already. I mean, it sounds like a lot of work. I'm good.
And this is why you can't have any conversation with disabled people. That's why you want to be the only one in your friends group because they're all like, "We could achieve," and you're like, "No."
You're like, let's run a marathon. You're
He's
like,
like,
no.
He's like, "Let's just
No.
get by. Let's just
No.
get by. Why excel when you can get by?"
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean,
No,
that doesn't make him any different than most people.
No, that was actually the mantra of specialists when I was in the Army. That was our mantra. Why excel when you can get by? Why get by when you can get over? And why get over when you can get out? So it's 3 steps.
Oh.
You know, it's
You
kind of
lost
like
me in steps.
Sorry.
Oh, look at you. He's being mean again.
If you were walking on your hands, you would have.
You could take steps.
You could take steps. It's still
That's
called a
true.
step.
Is it though?
Yes.
If it's your hands, if that's
You're
your
walking
walking
on
surface,
your hands. Those are still steps.
it still counts on your Fitbit.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Fitbit also registers jerking off like walking too. So
True.
Oh, I must get a lot of steps daily.
You should start wearing the Fitbit, and you got to wear it on your like.
I don't want anything on my wrist.
Dominant
I don't want
jerk off.
anything-
I
Yeah.
don't
fill
want
my
anything-
Apple rings quick.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to.
So you wear it, you use it, you wear your watch on like your jerk off hand. Is that like, are you right-handed and you wear it on your right hand, or left-handed? And
I mean, I'm right-handed, but I wear my watch on my right hand.
okay, because if you were doing it on the opposite, like my watch is on my left arm. That's not my hand that I use. I use my right hand.
For what? You don't jerk
Jerking off?
Jerking you off. I
Oh,
mean, I
okay.
don't. Yeah, that's
I wasn't judging, but I was gonna be like, "Whoa, okay, well, that explains why he has a weird limp." Cool.
hmm
Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying nothing. Nothing important.
You were saying you would get all the steps with your jerk off hand.
Oh, I was just getting ready to say that's why he doesn't want another handicapped person in his circle. That's all. He's like doesn't want to hear how they're achieving.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting by.
No, it's because there's not enough room in our vehicles for us to travel together.
Okay. Well, maybe some of them have. Maybe you could convince them to be your driver. Someone with a.
They might have a van. Yeah.
I don't know any handicapped people with a van.
Well, then you got to recruit. That's how you make your next friend group. Must have handicapped.
Yeah, must have
accessible
handicapped van. Must have no job and just want to drive me everywhere.
Yeah. Apply now.
For nothing.
Apply now. For nothing. Exactly. For exposure. Just make it seem like. Just tell them like, hey, everywhere you go with me, there's going to be chicks that sit on your lap. Okay, your dick might not work. Oh, that's harsh. That's
that will happen quite a bit, and it does work.
Not your. I'm not talking about
yours
you specifically. I mean, like
your friend group, your new friends who are worse than you that theirs don't.
Then I'd feel bad again.
Oh, so then you're like, okay, but your dick must work. That's part of the ad. Your cock must have feeling.
Yes.
So what you want?
If you can't join in the reindeer games, you can't come along.
Okay, so you want somebody who's just like mildly paraplegic,
like me.
Yeah. Okay. So then they can drive. They've got like and they've got the van. So they're worse off than you, but somehow they've snagged a van.
Sure.
Okay. So we're looking. We'll have them reach out to you at the SiTCOM on Instagram. Find him.
Word.
Get him to his gigs.
Mm-hmm.
He can't guarantee you'll get lucky. He can't guarantee you'll get lucky, but
you can try.
You got a better shot.
Very true.
You just have to be more. You have to appear more handicapped than Steven.
Hey, listen, I don't get not having the van get in the way. It'd be easier if I had one, but at the end of the day, I'm just cool to go perform, you know?
Yeah.
That's all it's about.
So you don't. So now this is just more proof that now he doesn't want handicapped people reaching out to him. That was
we were trying to get you friends and a van.
He's like,
but you don't want either.
He's like, yeah. He's like, I gotta say something
I'm
quick.
good.
He's like, I gotta say something quick so that all these handicapped people don't bother me.
Hey,
like, I don't want to be your champion. I don't want to be your superhero.
For the record, I have faced my fears, and I performed at the physical rehab place in town, and I handled that well. I was proud of myself.
I was just proud of him when he told me that the alarms didn't go off when he started going towards the doors.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, dude, I was so scared they were going to keep me.
Where are you going, man?
No.
I don't belong here. Yeah. Everybody
says that.
No, but really, I don't belong here.
Yeah, dude, I did. I was freaking out there for a second. But then that's where the whole thing like came to me, where I'm like seeing these dudes with missing limbs run around and like wheelchair people playing soccer. Like all these things don't make sense.
And you're like, you think you're better than me? You think you're better than me? Begging fights. That would have been hilarious.
You can bench 900 pounds, but I can tell a dick joke in front of 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So moving on from that. There's a lot of shit going on. Let's talk drones. Anybody want to talk drones? What's going on with drones?
Sure.
Drones. Let's talk about drones. Swan, what's you know nothing about what's going on, do you?
No, probably not. I mean, I know there's been more drones sightings in Michigan.
All over.
All over, but in Michigan too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
That's about it.
Well,
what's interesting is the government doesn't seem to care. That's what's interesting. I heard, and I don't know if it's true or not. It's probably true. I don't know. It might be. The last podcast on the left guys said, if you buy commercial drones, regular commercial drones, they can't fly into regular airspace. They'll automatically shut down. They work by like a GPS or something. So the ones that are spotted in airspace can't be the regular old manufactured drones. That's how I interpret it.
So that's mildly true. You can still get really inexpensive drones with none of that shit inside and fly them in anywhere you want.
Big ones though?
What's that?
Like big ones though? These ones are big though, aren't they?
No, not like what everyone's seeing. No.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. I'm talking about something this size,
Oh yeah,
we would suspect
at that level, the prosumer models.
Pausing for station identification. This is Slaptail Nation.
Sorry about
brought
that.
to you by Bisquick,
Bisquick.
making biscuits
Gotta love
every morning in your
the
shorts.
weekends, man.
Biscuits.
Since 1942. Bisquick.
But yeah, the drones that big, the prosumer models, yeah, those have to be registered with the FAA. Those have the shutdowns and all of that shit. So
Yeah. So if
Just
somebody's flying
correct.
something that big that people are seeing, then where are they coming from?
Yeah, but can you take those said governor things off of it? So somebody got it, that it had that on it. Can they remove the whatever makes it shut off? I mean, why wouldn't they be able to?
I don't know the answer to that question.
I don't know the answer to that either because I don't know anything about drones or safety mechanisms to turn them off.
Well, the important thing about this show is that we talk about things that we know nothing about.
Oh, so just what you said is just make it up.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
This is what I think is happening.
Uh-huh.
So the lights on the drones are supposed to, they look a lot like the lights that would be on an aircraft.
Uh-huh.
So it's possible that people are thinking that these are aircraft
Uh-huh.
from our government, other governments, whatever. That's not what's happening.
Okay.
This is what I think is happening. And this is an opinion shared by other people, not just me. I didn't make this up. Is that these are not drones per se. These are interdimensional aircraft or specimens that are trying to look like drones so that they'll blend in and we think they're drones. They could actually be biological alien.
So I think that's like 50% right. So because there's also these things being seen that everyone's calling plasmoids, right? These things that are not looking or acting like drones. You zoom in on them and they look liquid, right? And these things are all over the place, and they're usually they're starting to pop up where the drones were and where they are currently. Those very much seem biological. But the drone thing kind of seemed like a combination of like the far stretch of the imagination is that these are alien craft trying to mimic our craft to maintain some sort of an inability and just flying around.
Yeah.
And then there's people who think that they're Project Bluebeam, which is a supposed project where they can generate holograms to mimic real life, where they can then do false flag bullshit.
Intriguing. I think that we have so much shit that we deal with all the time that something that's news 2 days ago is not going to be news now.
Mm-mm.
Like, we just had another school shooting and I already forgot about it. I already forgot where it was.
Yep.
It's fucking awful. This is what we have to
It
deal
is.
with. Nobody
I mean,
cares.
Do you remember when like Columbine happened?
Yeah.
That was news for a fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
And now it barely makes a full news cycle.
Yeah,
It's really
because
sad.
we're so over inundated with like you said, a whole bunch of bullshit all the time, like overstimulated with all the bullshit that you
yeah.
just have to pick what you choose to actually care about because there's too much.
Oh yeah, way too much. I mean, it's to the point now where we're just completely desensitized.
That
Like,
too.
that's why even if the government came out and said aliens are real, there's 20 species and we're being visited all the time, it would be lost in the news cycle in a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Unless these things land like on the ground, on camera, and in people's yards and all that shit, people aren't going to care.
Yeah, and they're only
Just
going to care
like-
if their jobs are taken. Like, are they taking our
Right,
jobs?
exactly. But like same thing with with war and with like Russia and China. Everyone's so used to being under threat of attack because of all the fear mongering that until it happens, nobody's gonna care.
Yeah.
You know, like you could announce that a nuke was launched and that we were able to stop it. It'd get lost in the news in a couple days.
Yeah.
Like, unless it actually hits something, nobody's going to care.
Yeah, and if
Because
it's not
we're
your
so
part of the
used to
world,
it.
and if it's not your part of the world where it hits, nobody cares about that either.
Exactly. Until it's in your backyard, nobody fucking cares.
And even then, if it's not directly in your backyard,
Right. I mean,
it
it
could be your
could be
neighbor.
across town.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I wasn't there. I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking awful. Like, they have not done a good job of true fear mongering. I blame the internet. I blame access to information.
We have too much access. Yeah.
Too much access to
the,
information.
The internet. I definitely blame the internet for my desensitization. I mean, from 15 to 25, it was Rotten Tomato, or not Rotten Tomatoes. Well, just all those gore sites.
Yeah, like rotten.com.
Yeah, rotten.com, where you could go see videos of people getting their heads blown off and killing themselves, and just super awful things. And it got to the point where we can watch this shit and just be like, oh, that looks like it sucks. All right, I'm gonna go order a pizza.
Yeah.
Like when people were getting beheaded by ISIS on video. The amount of people that were able to sit there and watch that and just be like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like almost nobody cared.
Yeah, but then you look at before, like, before you could use the internet and everything when I was in Germany, but it was not anything that anybody was using. Only a few people used it. This was in,
The early
91. 91 some people used it.
I was born then.
And we got propaganda videos because we worked in intelligence. So we would have to look at propaganda videos, and you're watching this shit, and where they're cutting people's stomachs open, piles of bodies in in Rwanda and all this other shit. And you're like, okay, let's go there and wipe these motherfuckers off the face of the planet then.
Right.
But now if they see it, they'd probably be like, whatever.
I'm going to blame it on video games. You're okay with just shooting people and blowing things up because of video games. Which is
I'd
totally
love
not
to play
true, but
video games, but
no.
I'd also like to say GTA isn't a bad influence when it really is.
Yeah.
That game very much encourages
Pimping hoes and blowing things up.
Actually, honestly, sex is the lowest thing on the list on GTA for how bad it is. It's like human trafficking, drugs, terrorism, fucking with the government. Like it just encourages bullshittery, bullfuckery.
I think it just encourages people to sit down all the time. God damn,
That's my favorite thing to do.
Fuck, I did it again. Jesus.
I stand for nothing.
Yeah.
That's why they kicked me out of the Boys and Girls Club.
Here's what I think is funny is that, and it really, okay, so some things that comedians do make me mad. One thing that some comedians do that make me mad is how they talk about playing video games and how they're pretty sure that they could go fight in war and shit. I'm like, okay, I just want to beat the fuck out of you.
It's totally the same.
And then the other ones that talk about how, our kids today would be so good because they play video games. Oh, imagine just giving them giving them guns to go take care of all this. I'm like, none of you ever served, or you wouldn't say that stupid shit. I just want to beat the ever-living fuck out of you, the people that say those things in their bits. I'm like, no, I'm going to kill you. I am going to kill you. After this, I'm going to have to leave so that I don't grab you and kill you.
Okay, so why?
You use your video game skills against me and see how you do.
I think I answered it like in my own head for you because they don't have, like, you can play video games all day you want. Doesn't mean you can actually take a punch or have real killer instinct. Because the video game is different than like actually injuring a real person. So totally different. And
I can also give you a weapon that I carried, unload it, and tell you, okay, let's see you load it and actually shoot it. Do you actually know how to chamber that round in that to get it to work? No.
Yeah, you're not just hitting start and watching it happen.
Yeah.
No, it's not just a button. So,
yeah.
And those, you didn't go 3 days without food or water. Mommy brought you a sandwich while you were playing video games. There's like a whole lot of differences.
That's why I'm telling you. That's why when I hear people do jokes like that, I'm like, I want to punch you in the throat so fucking bad right now.
And Playing
blame you,
video
dude. I
games
could-
for 40 hours is different than like actually walking for 40 hours or not sleeping for 40 hours because you're doing something other than playing a video game. There's a big difference.
They're just asking for a taint kicking. They just want to kick them right in the taint
that
or
sounds
punch them in the
horrible.
throat.
That sounds
A
horrible.
kick to the taint and then a punch to the throat.
The punch to the throat doesn't sound that bad. It's the kick to the taint that sounds horrible. Because I just think of everything around it that's going to be sore after.
Yeah.
That just
Kicking the
doesn't
taint
sound
so
fun.
hard that they taste taint.
That would suck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that made me taut.
Like,
I don't like that at all.
He's like, I don't like, no likey.
don't like
No
Oh
likey.
boy,
No
I'm
likey.
smooth.
What's do you have a bad habit? Do you have like a bad hobby, Steven, that you spend too much money on?
Comedy.
You think you spend too much money on comedy?
No. Oh yeah, I do.
Oh yeah.
I guess maybe video games, but it's not that much.
Okay. You don't have to have
Yeah.
one. I'm just saying. I mean, do you have
Yeah,
one?
no, I'm just trying to think, but yeah, like based on return on investment, comedy is probably the biggest waste of money at the moment, for sure.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I guess I'd say video games are maybe a close second, but I mostly just use the monthly services for games.
So what you're saying is you're not like spending $20 on a outfit for your character in your video game.
$20.
I don't know how much those
I've-
things cost, but I know that like I know a
I've
bunch
put
of
some
people,
money
including
into
your child,
games, but
who has bought what do you call it, skins for your Fortnite characters and crap.
Oh,
I've
okay.
done
This
it.
is how I don't know anything about video games. I thought you meant like physical outfits.
No. I
I'm
mean
like,
like outfits
oh, that's
for
cool.
your
I didn't-
freaking video game.
Well, no, because I'm like,
characters.
I didn't think you could get an outfit for $20. I'm like, there's outfits for $20. I'm like, where do they
no,
stop?
for your non-real video game character.
Okay, I gotcha.
No,
Like,
I've-
I'm
I've
buying him
definitely
a
done that.
sword with real
I've done
money
it.
or like money that you earned in the game.
Real money.
Real money. See,
Yeah.
no. Like people who play
I'd
Pokemon
say the one that's gonna be the problem that I'm gonna spend the most money on because I'm a nerd is Microsoft Flight Sim 2024.
Mhm.
I spent $120 on the game,
Damn.
and then as they add new planes and shit, I'll download them and buy them if I want them. Yeah. Stupid, but it's one of those things where I doubt I'll ever get to do in real life, so I indulge.
I like how he's like, I doubt. It's like, I doubt. I didn't say
It's not possible.
that I
but
wasn't going to. What I said was doubt. I doubt. You're still young. The technology might be there. You never know.
Well, no, so I can there are things I can fly. There are planes, for example, that don't have foot rudders.
Oh, sure.
I
I just meant from expense wise. You're like, oh, there might be someday when I fly a
expense
plane.
wise. Yeah, it's not happening. But for example, I've met a few pilots through the Microsoft Flight Sim community who are real pilots who are offered to take me on flights, which I'm going to take them up on in the spring. So I'll get to fly, but I'm not going to get to do it in that capacity,
Now, why do you think
'cause
they're
I-
offering to do that for you?
It's like a
Um,
Make-A-Wish thing.
Probably something along those
Swan made
lines.
a
Yeah.
joke. Oh my God, Swan made a joke. That's insane. I've never.
But yeah, I think it's probably along those lines. Yeah. But a lot of them is just people that, we were friends through the group, for a while before it was even a thing that we even talked about the fact that I was in the wheelchair.
Cool.
So yeah.
So there's Swan. It's not a Make-A-Wish thing.
I was just kidding.
No, I still think it is kind of because the offer didn't come up until after they found out. But
He's like,
it
I don't know how
was.
much
But I'm
time
gonna
I got
take
left.
him up on it anyway
How much
because why not?
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna take them up on it.
I mean,
but-
I feel like it cost a butt ton of money just to take that plane off the ground. So
Yeah, fuel,
might as
yeah.
well
Yeah,
might as well take
it's-
him up on
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if it's being offered, why not?
Yeah.
I won't get in a van with a stranger, but I'll get in a plane with anyone.
Right.
I don't give
They
a
don't
shit
even-
where we're going.
You're like, they don't even have to
As
have
long
candy.
as it's not like the 80th floor of a building, I'm cool.
Or they're like, hey, by the way, you're gonna also try out skydiving today. Noob.
I'm down. Let's go.
Let's do it.
No, they're like,
I want to skydive. I want to skydive in my wheelchair. I want to literally ride that bitch all the way down.
Yeah, just
And I'd love to be thrown out of a plane in a car.
With like a parachute on it to
No,
just
me with a parachute.
Right. Oh, so you're gonna get the plane or the car's gonna go out, and then you're gonna bail out of
Jump out of the car.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense because if you landing in they still haven't figured out how to do that. You would
No.
die. You would
No,
die.
I'm good.
Yeah, you die.
Yeah, 100%. I'm good on that. No, I don't need that. It's because it's not the fall that hurts. It's the sudden stop at the end.
Mhm.
So I'm good on that.
Yeah,
But
what's
the
interesting-
wheelchair, I'm gonna ride that all the way down.
You're gonna ride. Well, people have done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can totally do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can totally do that.
Yeah.
Let's make that happen. Let's have him do that.
Yeah.
And film it.
That'd be
all the way
cool.
I mean, I feel like that would be pretty easy because when I went skydiving, we landed on our feet. So
Well, and I've seen the reason I'm like 99% sure it'd be possible is watching people come in when they tandem jump and land on their asses. You know how they
Mhm.
slide in?
Yeah.
I could do that on fucking wheels. Like,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
so if anything, it makes more sense to do.
Well, it'd
Instead
be really
of just like
funny
fucking
is
Joe Swansoning my legs all the way down.
really
Like,
funny is if he didn't strap in and the wheelchair just leaves him. Like, the wheelchair goes one
oh
way.
yeah, see that it would have to be a custom chair for sure.
Yeah.
Because my chair doesn't even have a seatbelt. So
we'll just duct tape you to it.
Or worse, they hook up the parachute to the wheelchair
Ooh.
and then I just keep going.
and you keep going. Wheelchair safe. Wheelchair's good.
Dude, as a kid, when we would be fucking around being stupid, you know, because we were jackass era kids, one of the favorite things to do was to go down this giant hill in our neighborhood and just hit the curb at the end and just see how far I'd fly. Like a trebuchet, it would just fucking just boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yep,
you
that's
were
actually
wearing a helmet and pads.
No, I did not.
Of course not. No.
And this was a stunt that I did all the way up until I was like 21. Because by that point, I got tired of the wheelchair, so I had gotten launched off of a Ford Ranger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to up your game. I mean, you can't just.
Yep. I missed the mattress by like 13 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Got to roll. Just
Yeah.
got to roll. Gotta tuck
I
and
did.
roll.
I'm able to tuck and roll. And
good.
I did.
Okay.
And I only broke like 2 ribs and like a sprained shoulder.
Oh, well, then that's success.
Yeah. It
It's
was
pretty
success.
successful. Yeah, that's successful.
Yeah.
All right. So back to drones.
Back to drones.
Yeah.
And this is why I think that they are truly alien aircraft or truly organisms. Because once again, I will bring up the jellyfish and the squid,
hmm
the octopus rather. Clearly not from this world.
Agreed.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and a good example of that is that movie. Was it Jordan Peele made? Nope.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah,
movie.
you did. You
I
saw it
that
with
movie?
me. It was where in the very beginning they're like on horses and his dad falls off the horse
Mm-hmm.
because a quarter went through his head because he was getting that giant alien at the end was like a giant jellyfish and it was eating things and then it would just get rid of the waste.
I somehow flushed this movie from my mental toilet.
It was quite
Don't
good.
remember it.
So,
Okay.
Beaveman, I'm convinced that you are a believer in extraterrestrials, correct?
Well, I am a cryptid, so and I am not
Oh,
from this
well, see-
planet.
That makes sense.
Now, this body that you see is from this planet.
It's just a host.
Just a host. And I keep trying to get an
Yeah.
upgrade, but you see, my people won't come back here. My people won't come back here because you guys are a bunch of apes that shoot at everything. So the only way I can get back
True.
is once I leave this vessel and hit to a jump point where they'll pick me back up and I can get out of here. Get back to where I need to be.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which is also why, unfortunately, it's very hard to kill me.
Mm.
I can just reanimate this thing.
Makes sense.
So, are you going to tell us why you think the drones are aliens? You like started and then you went off.
Like
on
the
it.
jellyfish.
Oh, so
Yeah, you're talking about the jellyfish video?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, I'm convinced that was an organism for sure. the Nimitz footage, the Tic Tac footage, the gimbal footage, all, you know, in my opinion, and opinion of anyone that has a fucking opinion that matters, those are alien spacecraft. Those are not ours. Those are not terrestrial craft made by anybody here.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. And then you see some of these orbs flying around. Some of those videos are wild.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not accepted as thoroughly as the government released shit, but I mean, that's wild footage.
Ball
Then
lightning.
you have, well, I've
never seen
there's
ball
a difference between ball lightning and what's clearly a metallic spherical orb.
Yeah.
You know, like you'd have to be pretty fucking blind to not be able to tell the difference, in my opinion. But yeah, man, there's a lot of shit happening in the sky.
Yeah, the problem is that the hot alien races don't want to come here either.
Dude, we're the ghetto of the galaxy.
We are, so
I say
they
this
don't
all
want
the
to come
time.
here.
We are the neighborhood that you lock your doors when you drive through. You only stop here if you have to shit really bad or you need gas. Other than that, you just keep going.
Well, a lot of it is that they don't need to get out because the planet itself is attractive because it's the color. So they come here to look at the planet from a safe distance. Occasionally, shit goes wrong. Occasionally, they got to pop in. That's the problem. But I do think most of them are actually interdimensional travelers exposed to like space time. You know, it takes too long to get here, so they got to do a hop. They got to move interdimensionally.
Love hopping.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's a callback.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, guys.
He's proud of that one.
Yeah, you can hop
proud
if
of
you
that
want to.
All right.
But, yeah.
I would like to talk a little bit about are you under contract where you can't talk about your morning show?
Nah, you can talk about whatever you want.
Oh, okay. Swan, did you know that Steven's on a morning show?
I do. I pulled it up one time and then I never got a chance to listen
Like,
to
fuck
it
this,
yet.
I'm not listening.
No, I like ended up getting a stupid phone call or something and then I never went back to listening to it. So I'll put that on my list of things to do.
Would you like to describe your show that you do with your folks?
Yeah, so it's basically it's a morning commentary show on current events. I'd say primarily political, with a mix of entertainment news and interviews with, at the moment, primarily authors, but also musicians, comedians, different forms of entertainers, stuff like that. Yeah. Very much just like a morning talk show.
That was an amazing description. Thank you, Steven.
Yeah, no problem.
Now everyone's going to want to listen.
Is it like serious or comedy or
It's, well, okay, so Matt Napo, who's the host, is very much a begrudging, bitter old man, rightfully so, in my opinion, in most cases. Ron Kane, who's, a shining example of what middle-aged man can be, with some fairly dark comedy and a great sense of humor, much like the Beaveman. And then you have G.D. Fenderson, who's a certified forensic humorist. So whatever that means, take it for what it is. But he's essentially a comedian as well. But we talk about serious issues, everything from politics to different social issues like rape culture or, the financial state of the country. I mean, literally any topic that you can think of. And then we just sprinkle in bullshit and jokes when it can happen.
Now, how much do you prepare for each show daily?
I go in completely blind.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, so Ron, who does the entertainment news, I'll send him things, throughout the day for the next day, if I find anything. But for the most part, I personally just stay in touch with the news, with what's going on in the world. So that's more or less my prep for the show.
Okay.
So that's not
Just because I
completely
know we're
blind.
gonna-
You're like staying in tune with news.
Yes, but I don't go into it with a I don't go into it with the sense of like what he's going to talk about right off the bat, you know, because he's 65 years old. He could wake up. Oh my God, there's chaos going on in my house, but he could wake up one day and hate the world and want to go on a 15-minute rant about Nazis, or he could be waking up and just saying how it's beautiful outside and he got high and played with some deers outside. So
How's he feel about
You just
deer
never know.
Nazis?
we don't talk about Bambi.
All right. Well,
Hmm.
I don't know if you know that, Swan. After things went downhill for Bambi,
Mm-hmm.
losing his mother, not really knowing his father until later on in life, fucked a lot of people
Almost
over.
word for word the Hitler story.
Yeah, fucked over a lot of people.
Bambi
Took a
was a
dark turn.
boy.
Yeah.
I
took a dark
didn't.
turn.
I think I only seen Bambi like once, and I
What do you mean
assumed
Bambi was a boy. Just because all strippers call themselves Bambi.
I mean, yeah, I
Yeah,
thought,
see,
I
that's
thought
that's
Bambi
really
was
not
a
fair to Bambi.
girl.
Bambi's girlfriend's name was Faline.
Oh, Jesus, you know more about Bambi than I do. I'm pretty sure
That's
I
a weird
didn't-
amount of knowledge of Bambi for a
Yeah,
grown man.
yeah,
I can't remember Thumper's girlfriend's name, though. Thumper?
is a rabbit.
I don't even know her.
Hiyo.
No. Thumper, also a boy. Thumper, boy.
Yes.
Flower, also a boy.
Is Flower a skunk?
Yes.
Okay.
Wasn't
See,
his real name. That's just what they called him. I don't know what his real name was, but that's what they called him.
Hmm.
He's like, you can
Fair
call
enough.
me Flower
Hmm.
if you want.
yeah, you've watched Bambi too many times.
Once. I've
Yeah,
seen Bambi
it's-
one
Once?
time.
Like, I
One
don't-
This went from
time.
daring to weird really quick.
Seen Bambi one time.
How many times have you seen Dumbo? Because I've only seen that one once.
Dumbo
too,
is
and I don't-
terrifying. No one
Dude,
should ever
Dumbo
watch
was
Dumbo.
Fucking horrific as a baby.
I don't think I
Oh my
ever
God.
watched that all the way through because yeah,
Dude.
it was not very. It was scary, and I turned it off.
Horrifying movie.
Well, here's what stuck with me was when when fucking Dumbo got drunk.
And saw all the
That whole
elephants.
scene.
And I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
took that out of the movie. Like, didn't they take that out of the movie now?
Too scary.
No, they removed the racist crows.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Racist crows were hilarious.
Dude, I know.
They used to
Oh,
be on
man.
all the
I mean, it was
time.
terribly racist, but it was,
Everything
still,
was
they were
racist.
so
They did all
funny.
kinds of racist bullshit. Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, it was really bad.
But it's not. The fact is, though, you remove that, but they had good parts. You know, they fucked
yeah.
with people, so it's not like they were. It was not like it was racist and they were dumbasses. They were the ones fucking with people. So
Yeah,
you
they
know,
were the smart ones
They
for
were the
sure.
smart
They
ones.
were well, and see that's racist though, because they made them black, they made them shysters, they made them con men, scammers, tricksters, all the things that they wanted you to associate with black people back then.
I guess, yeah. My
here's the thing,
problem
though.
with
The only reason I know that is a lot of people don't know this, but I had a Disney podcast
oh
for over a year, and I hate Disney, and I was brought into it because I hate Disney.
Hmm.
So they wanted an objective view of each movie.
interesting.
Yeah, and so we broke down the social, like the social messages behind the movies.
And cock
even
in
some
every
of the-
picture, cock on every videotape cover.
Yeah, or like a Song of the South, that whole racist movie. Yeah, that one was rough.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about white guilt. I watched that and was like, oh,
But you don't have a problem
And
with Warner
donation.
Brothers?
with what?
Warner Brothers?
Oh,
Animation?
Yeah, Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is rough with that.
Yeah, they did a lot of that too.
They
Not
still do
nearly
a
as
lot.
bad. Not nearly as bad as Disney though. I
Yeah.
don't think.
No, probably not as bad, but well, I think it's less subtle by them.
Could be.
Disney's way more subtle about it at time now than they used to be.
I don't know. Still love Bugs Bunny.
Oh,
Still my
Bugs
fave.
Bunny's great. My
take-
favorite trans character of all time.
I will take Bugs Bunny over the mouse any day.
Oh, yeah. I just wish I could do Bugs Bunny's voice. I can only do Mickey. Makes me sad.
Keep practicing. Keep.
Work at it. You
Practicing.
can do anything you put your mind to, I've been told.
Nope, I've tried. I
Except
can't
run.
walk. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, you can't.
Man, we had a crippled guy on the show the other day.
and he
Matt-
was extremely jealous.
He probably was.
Well, no, but it just because he said you could do anything you put your mind to, and I heard Matt go, Well, everything in my body knew what he was about to say. He didn't say it, but I was like, I even
Do
out
it.
loud I was like, Matt, don't say it.
Do it.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Don't. And he went a different direction, but I was like, oh, that's the direction I would have went though.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
Well, I guess my response to that would have been if he just said that. He's like, oh no, I just haven't put my mind to that. That's why I can't. I said I can do anything I put my mind to. I didn't say I'd put my mind to that.
I mean, that's just a dumb statement anyway. Like,
Don't be mean,
there's
Swan.
no, what? I'm
Don't
not.
be mean.
No, to anybody. Like, you can put your mind to it. No, I'm never going to be a fucking astronaut.
well, no, that's
Like,
what Matt said as well. Like,
doesn't matter.
it's a bad sentiment to, and that's the thing. I've never used that phrase. I always say, man, what do I say? It's Saturday, so I usually sleep in.
You're
Sorry.
like, I can't do anything.
I know.
But,
You
I
can
mean,
do anything within your power to do.
Well, I mean, you can do the best you can do, I guess, like the best for you. But like, I'm never gonna run a 4-minute mile. Nope, it's never gonna happen.
Well, even in
I
some
just think
stuff
it's
is
important
not
to-
up to you. Some stuff's not even up to you. Your success.
No,
with it.
I just think it's important just to try your best at it and
Hey.
realize your limitations.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
if you're
is-
doing something and it's either not working out or you're not improving at it, you know, there's nothing wrong with saying I tried, not for me, and moving on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to be realistic with certain things. Like, you know, like I said, for example, physically speaking, I'll never be able to fly a plane on my own, right? So no matter how much I put my mind to it, I can't just jump into a helicopter or an airplane and learn to fly it because I can't use the foot controls.
Right.
Right. So that's a limitation. I have to accept that. That doesn't mean I can't ride in a plane. That doesn't mean I can't jump out of a plane, whatever else. But
Get pushed out of a plane.
limitations, expectations. Yeah.
Well, it's like where people say, "Oh, my parents told me I could do anything, or I could do if anything I set my mind to." I'm like, they lied.
Yeah, why
I'm
would
like they don't mean
they
that.
set you up
They-
for failure?
Yeah. I mean, the only people that okay, so I used to tell my daughter that all the time, but I actually truly believe that. I truly believe she could take over the world if she really put her mind to it, or at least a small country, and
Yeah,
become a
for sure.
powerful dictator. You know,
I just
but-
feel like people underestimate how powerful you can be if you have a relatively strong mind and a healthy body.
and
You can do a lot, but
no
you still have to,
conscience.
well, it depends on how much you want to achieve that thing. 'Cause without a
That's what I'm
conscience, there's a lot you can't accomplish.
Exactly.
Maybe not the right way, but
Oh, who's to say what's the right way? But that's part of it, I think, too. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, you've got physical
all subjective.
limitations. You've got limitations. Like say, oh, anybody can be president. Yeah, okay, let's say you're the smartest person in the world. You still have to get voted in. So not everybody can become president. And we only get one.
yeah,
every
like
4
Elon
years.
Musk, perfect example. No matter what the conspiracy theorists say, he's not a citizen of he's not
Right.
a natural born citizen of the United States. He cannot be president.
No.
Period. No matter what happens. Doesn't matter how close he gets to Trump or whatever else.
If they changed that rule, Schwarzenegger would be president. It would never be Elon Musk anyway.
He might be too old now.
Presidenta.
Did you just say he might be too old?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
He might be too
He's younger than
old.
Biden.
I know that.
We have the two most ancient people that have been
I just
president.
said
the
that to
past-
start some shit.
Yeah. Anyway. Ugh. No.
Oh
No.
man.
No, what I thought was, speaking back to that show that you were on, was that there was one point when I started laughing. Because I don't listen to the show the whole time. It makes it
Yeah.
seem like, because I go in, I log on. So they've got somebody that it shows that somebody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
Because it does help in the algorithms a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Twitch
It
and
does.
stuff like that. So I just leave it on. I use the other phone, and then I'm messaging Steven when something's particularly stupid or silly. And he should be paying attention to the show, but instead he messages me back. So whatever.
He's
multitask.
multitasking.
He's multitasking.
I'm good at it.
Yeah, he's young. Whatever. And that same guy that was on, just all of a sudden, like near the end, your host guy, the Matt, is that name? The
Yeah.
dog, asked him. He's like, "So how did you get on this show?" And in the back of my head, I was like, he was like, what he was asking was, "How the fuck did you get on this show?"
Well, so he does ask that a lot. In his defense, But in that
That's so
particular
funny.
situation, it was very much the sentiment felt like, why are you here?
And I'm sure he didn't mean it that way, but me listening, I was like,
yeah, no, it's he's asked that question a lot. But and there's times though where he makes sure the sentiment is known that he's wondering why the fuck you're here.
Oh,
Because for example, we'll get a comedian that comes on, and we encourage comedians to come on, but especially when they have something coming up, like a show or something that they can promote, because there's no point in us just coming on and telling us what you do at open mic. Nobody fucking cares what you do at open mic. You know what I'm saying? So, and they'll come on and they have nothing to promote, no social media, no footprint, and they have nothing to talk about. Yeah, why the fuck are you here? You know? And you'll also get an author who claims to have, you know, they did author a book, but no, it's a 20-page Microsoft document that they put on Amazon. You know, so it's like, but you know, we let them on and then they learn a lesson. So, because a lot of times Matt, especially if Matt sees potential, he'll offer help. You know, but if he doesn't see the effort there,
I mean, who vets your guests? I guess is the question then.
I mean, we do to an extent, but like I said, if they have nothing to promote, and
I mean, like you have
then
people
we
that
have
do
fun
that.
with
I'm
them.
assuming there's at least. I mean, I'm assuming you have somebody who does that.
No, it's just Matt.
Oh, okay.
Just Matt.
He's like,
Yeah,
so
just
then
Matt.
you should be asking yourself that question. Like, oh, I remember how you got on. Okay, I got it.
Well, that's why I laugh so hard every time you ask the question, because at the end of the day, I'm like, because you fucking said okay.
It was
Well,
you, dude.
so maybe those people have they like packaged themselves better than they really are. Like it's
That's
like
usually
everybody
what it
does.
is.
Like
Yeah.
everybody does. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
because
I mean-
especially now with AI, you can put, I wrote a shitty thing and uploaded it to a website,
right.
throw it in AI, and it turns it into a beautiful description of your story and how you
Mhm.
wrote it.
And just because someone can write something really nicely, even if they wrote it genuinely themselves, doesn't mean they are having that conversation on a live thing. Well,
What
They're-
the fuck? I don't even know what you just said.
they can write really well
Kinda like
and
just
write
that? I don't know what
yeah,
you just
like
said.
that.
What do
Yeah,
you
like
mean?
that
I don't
right
even know
there.
what you said. What did you
They
say?
can write something really good, well, and present it as a good work of art, novel, whatever this person is supposed to be on their show to promote, but they're a bumbling idiot in real life conversation.
Well,
So-
like for example, we had a lady on, what was it, Friday? She was a aromatherapist, fucking aura cleanser, all this alt medicine bullshit. But she was also a nurse practitioner. Or not a nurse practitioner. She was just a nurse. Sorry, she was a nurse.
Not just
And-
a
Not
nurse.
just a nurse.
Just a nurse,
You know-
motherfucker.
Hold on. I know. I have family that are nurses. I don't mean it that way. I promise. I think nurses have the most thankless job. All that. Trust me. I 100% believe that.
Yeah, you've had your ass wiped recently.
Yeah, I had. Well, no. Again, I didn't have
Like,
to
I
have that
wiped my
done.
own ass.
They did touch my weenie though. Anyways, so yeah, it's what were we talking about again? Lost my train of
Your
thought on
person
weenie.
that was
The
on.
person that was on who's
a
just a
but
nurse.
she's
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. So she's talking about this with what seems like absolutely no knowledge of how like the human body works, right?
Sure.
And then we asked her, "Is this something you hide from your job?" And she's like, "Yeah, 100%." And I was just like, "Come on, man! Like, what? If you believe in this stuff so much and you're actually helping people, why are you hiding it?"
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things. It's like when we have psychics and mediums on, and their first response is, "Can you prove it?" And they're like, "My job's not here to convince you." Yes, it fucking is. If you want people to pay you to do it,
Kind of is.
fucking
It is.
connect me to my dead fucking relative. Fucking give me the lottery numbers. Give me something to prove that you're talking to the other side here, and I'll believe you. But it never happens. And it's like my belief in UFOs and all of that shit. While I have my personal beliefs and everything, I've never had an alien walk up and shake my hand that I'm aware of.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, that you're aware of.
never
That's a good way to say it.
Yeah, you know, I've seen UFOs, but that doesn't that word doesn't imply alien spacecraft. Does what I see not match, you know, what airplanes do? Do they match the 5 observables that, we're told to look out for? No visible signs of propulsion, rapid turns, right angle turns. Yeah, it was doing all of that, but it didn't say USS Mars or whatever, I don't know what it was. So I still have my skepticism. So I need evidence. Give me something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the course, same thing with the cryptids. Nobody's ever seen this. Nobody's seen that. We don't have any proof. But what we always fall back on is that the gorilla was a cryptid forever until they finally were able to find them.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I like Bigfoot, for example. That's one of those things that I've seen. I believe in. Evidence isn't there, but I've also seen it.
So let's hear about this Bigfoot situation. That's pretty interesting. In Michigan, or where did said Bigfoot situation
This was
happen?
in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yep, I was my dad worked at waste management, and this was like 3:00 in the morning. He worked at the third shift fixing the trucks overnight, so they were good for the morning.
Bigfoot.
And so I went with my dad, and while he's working on the truck, I'm outside the garage just roaming around, and we hear a scream, and it was just fucking this blood curdling scream, and there's nobody out there. There's nobody on the property except for us. And then at the top of this ledge, which is the dump hill, there's lights behind it, so it's backlit.
Mm-hmm.
And, towards the end of the night before everyone left, there was people walking up there. So we had a pretty good idea of what people look like up there, because at that distance, they looked maybe an inch tall at most. And after we heard this scream, all the bugs went quiet. All the animals went quiet. The frogs, everything just went completely silent. And then my dad, who also notices it got really quiet and heard the scream, walks out. And he goes, "What the hell is that up there?" And we look, and whatever's standing up there was either Shaquille O'Neal or something that was 8 to 10 feet tall. I mean, this thing was massive. And it was walking, stopping. It looked like it was digging through things. And when my dad got a spotlight and he went to shine it up there, it before he even illuminated it, I don't know if it heard it, saw it, whatever, but it dipped. And when we saw it run, I mean, it took maybe 4 strides and it cleared the hill. It was crazy. And like I said, we were able to confirm we were the only people on the property. So, I mean, unless somebody snuck in, but they would have had to have been massive to appear as big as they did up there.
So we have a lot in common with Bigfoot then, is what he's saying, is that Bigfoot also dumpster dives.
Well, maybe he was looking for who knows what.
I don't know, man. But it was crazy. Not as crazy as the UFO sightings, but it was still crazy. Oh yeah.
I don't ever get to see cryptids except when I look in the mirror. They just don't appear for me. It's not fair.
I've had experience with that. We had an experience at Troll Bridge in Beaveman, Indiana, which in my opinion was very much Bigfoot-like. But if you've never heard of it, Troll Bridge is this little haunted bridge, supposed haunted bridge, next to this little Civil War era cemetery. And the myth is, besides the crying baby tombstone, is if you go on this bridge, you shut off your car, you'll start hearing things get thrown. You'll start hearing splashing in the water, things like that. There's been footprints that have appeared on the bridge, but also hoof prints. Like it looks like a donkey or a horse, but was walking on 2 feet. Crazy place. And we went up there middle of the night, and we ended up pulling off because we all had to take turns going pee. And we had stuff taken from our car and thrown out at us. Like fountain drinks that were brand new were thrown at us. My buddy's toolbox was ripped out of the back of his car, was just thrown across the street. And when when we went and investigated, we found footprints on the ground, but they were barefoot. They didn't have boots on or anything. Super crazy.
Like big feet or little feet?
Big. My uncle, he's passed now, but he had a size 13 foot, and he put his foot next to it, and it was probably 3 inches longer than what his foot was, and probably twice as wide.
That's a big foot.
Yeah,
was
and
a
you
really big
never,
fucking
and you
foot.
didn't see this Bigfoot, like
No, and the thing
creature.
was, up to that point, we were hearing sticks breaking, things being thrown, and splashing in the water, but we didn't see anything. The only thing we found physically besides the footprints, though, was under the bridge. There was a stack of eaten fish. Like somebody was catching fish, eating them, and just leaving them in a pile.
And you
Really
leave the whole
weird.
thing completely wasteful.
It was like the end of the tail and like the very front of the face. Like it
Just
was
took a
eaten like
chomp
all
out
the
of
way
the
up
middle.
to behind the eyes.
Oh.
It was really
Wasteful.
weird.
Just eat the whole fucking thing, for God's sake.
I know.
What's wrong with you?
I wouldn't want to eat fish heads.
If you're going to eat the poop parts, just eat the rest.
Mm.
You'd think.
I mean, you're missing out on the brain, the teeny tiny brain stem.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yep.
Could be a portal. Probably a portal.
Well, I think I've seen one of those too, though.
Jesus, what the hell's wrong with you? You need to lay off
Dude,
the
I
acid.
know. So when I was 11, so this is my first UFO sighting. This is what
First,
opened my
what the
eyes
fuck?
to it. So I was 11 years old. This was in South Bend, Indiana. This was 2002. Wait, hold on. I was 11.
It's
This
just a
was-
baby.
There's a baby.
Yeah, 2002.
There's a wee lot.
And parents and everyone's having a cookout in the backyard. Me and the kids are out in the front playing in the street. And I get knocked over and I'm laying in the middle of the street looking up, and there's a purple beam of light. And when I say a purple beam of light, it looked like
Mace Windu's lightsaber.
I mean, yes, but just a little more translucent, I guess. But it looked like it was going from one cloud to another, right? But it wasn't moving. It just stayed there.
Oh, okay.
And then there was two bright lights that kind of went either through it or behind it, but then they faded out. But the purple beam retracted into the cloud and then gone.
Was it dark outside?
It was like 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And the thing is like everybody saw it, not just me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was fucking weird. And then the second one I had was in 2008. And that was in Dothan, Alabama. So that's right outside of like Fort Rucker Air Force Base. Or no, I think Fort Rucker's an Army base.
Yeah.
Army base, yes. Anyway, myself and the girl I was dating at the time, which was my youth pastor's daughter, my bad. We were hanging out outside at like midnight, and we see this triangular shaped thing fly over. And then about 15 seconds later, there was it was 4 black helicopters, and then what zoomed past them was like 2 F-16s. And as that was happening, my youth pastor is also a Chinook pilot. A Chinook instructor and whatever else on the base. But when all that went by, he ran out of the house in uniform, jumped in his car, and took off. So the next day at church, I asked him, I was like, hey, what happened last night? He goes, what are you talking about? I was like, well, me and Sylvia saw the thing fly over, and then you left. And he goes, no. And that he just wouldn't talk about it. I was like, this motherfucker. Okay.
And what rank
Man.
was he? Was he a warrant
I don't
officer?
know.
No, don't know.
I have no idea.
Made it more interesting if we didn't know that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, true.
You still hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
still hear
we can
you.
still hear
Just
you.
can't see
Okay.
Well, I think it's about that time, Swan.
It probably is
before
that
the end of the
time.
show.
It's probably that
we need
time.
to do your segment.
Okay.
All right, members of the Great Slaptail Nation, it's time for Swan's Manic Minute. Hey, guy in the booth, cue the music. Oh, that's me.
That's you.
It's one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in the rambling, incoherent response will you even consider the rest of the thought. Everyone in this room is now done for having listened. There will be no point, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, so inconsiderate people. I was at the grocery store today, and people are just inconsiderate all around. I know it's like getting to be the holidays, but what the fuck ever. How hard is it to put your goddamn cart back in the cart corral? You're 2 parking spots away from the fucking cart corral, but you felt the need to put your car between my car and the cart corral? For fucking real, like, put your fucking cart back. If someone hits my car, I'd be so pissed. And I park not next to the cart corral on purpose. So put your fucking cart away. And then another thing that pissed me off today, which pisses me off all the time, if you're walking to your car, why are you walking down the middle of the aisle with your cart? Like, move to one side or the other. I don't give a fuck one way or the other. Move over. I'm a fucking car. So I don't know. People are just rude. I don't know. People are just fucking rude all around. Rude. Put your fucking carts away. Does it really take that much effort? If you're getting 2 or 3 things, why the fuck do you have a cart in the first place? Drop it off before you leave.
Okay, housewife problems from Swan. Not super manic, just bitchy.
Bitchy? Yeah, it was more bitchy
just
today.
bitchy.
Probably
Just
bitchy.
bitchy.
Yeah.
God.
But why? Why? Why put your why?
Oh, sorry, your
Put
minute's over.
Put your fucking
Sorry, your
cart
minute's
back.
up.
Okay,
Sorry, we don't have any more time for
do
that.
you put your cart back?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Steven, do you put your cart back?
Yeah.
Yeah. See? Not assholes.
I even go put the handicap cart back.
See? Good job.
Good job, buddy.
Good job, buddy.
Good job, buddy. Damn.
You want to make sure it's charged for the next time you're there because you're not an asshole. Or for the next person. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't care about helping the next person because, as we've established, Steven hates all handicapped people.
So he
I
only
hate
wants it
them.
charged for himself.
like,
I
there
just
can only
don't
be
want them
one.
around me.
Yeah, he just want to have nothing to do with any of them.
No, like I said, if the person's cool,
Pedal out
right?
of that one.
If it's not all about like let's compare our fucking situation, I'm cool with it. Let's go. In fact, I have a few friends that are handicapped.
Oh,
that
now he's
are
got
cool.
some handicap friends.
I do. Andy Emily is one. He's a comedian out of he's in
He
Southern
didn't even know
Indiana.
where
I don't
his
know
friend
the
is
exact
from.
town he lives in.
Yeah, he doesn't worry.
He's
He doesn't
part of the
really know.
Louisville, Kentucky comedy scene. Okay, he's a baller. Okay, and he's doing big things though. He's really cool. He's really good at what he does. And then I met the guy that you introduced me to. He seemed really cool too. So yeah,
Yeah.
All right, so that was 2 people. Good for you, Steven.
that's hey, you know
he's
what?
trying. He's trying.
He's like, he doesn't want. He's like, I don't want to share. Look, there's only
I'm not
room
racist.
for one
I got
handi-
black friends.
There's only one
I'm not
handicapped
ableist. I have
person.
crippled friends.
There's only one handicapped
Exactly.
person in our friends group, and that's it. Stop trying to introduce people with disabilities.
Listen, it's mostly a logistics thing. Okay,
It's
it's
just
hard to get
logistics.
us around as it is.
True. That's fine. I get it. That's why I don't let any. Well, actually, I would enjoy having some cryptid friends.
Some cryptid friends.
Yes,
Mm.
I would. So
Instead, he
Mothman.
got creepy friends.
So Mothman, if you're out there, just
Reach out. Reach
text
out.
me, man. Text me. You know how to get a hold of me. You're on Facebook. Just message me
Mm-hmm.
because I use Facebook. I do.
Do you think that you don't get to see them because you want to? Like you're trying too hard?
It's that could be a thing because every time I've ever gone looking for anything, even the 2 years I did ghost hunting, only ever had one experience.
Jesus, you did ghost hunting for 2 years. Okay,
I
we're
did,
gonna have to get
yeah.
you on with JD. JD, you're gonna have to talk to JD. So JD is
Good
our
time.
buddy, and he likes to go on like little what would you say? He likes to go visit haunted places.
That's like
and-
their family trip things.
yeah.
They
They
go
like
and
went to Salem for family trip. They went to Massachusetts and
they went to that haunted like hotel or whatever haunted.
yeah, the one that was owned by the Winchester House.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, something like
Oh
that.
yeah, I don't
Yeah. And so him and I, we want to go to Point
Point Pleasant.
Pleasant
West
in West
Virginia.
Virginia for the Mothman Festival. But they don't just have the Mothman Festival, they have a haunted hotel also. And I was like, okay, JD, you're going to stay the night in the hotel. I'm going to across the river in like a Best Western, and you just keep in contact with me and let me know what's going on over there.
I will so stay the night there.
All right, so JD and Steven will stay the night there, and I will be at the Best Western.
I think
Across the
that would
river.
be good because then you could like they'll be with each other. You have to like share a
She's
room.
gonna ditch him. He's like, I can't get you downstairs, man. Sorry, buddy. It's nice knowing you.
Hey, listen. The 2 years that I did it, okay, I only had 2 experiences. And the one time was when I couldn't run away. There was no way out. Is the one of the 2 times I experienced something. It's fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
I was in a room. They took the crutches and wheelchair. They shut everything up. I had a camera on me, and it was just pitch black. And out of nowhere, the camera and tripod just fucking flies across the room. Now, here's the issue was I had to give benefit of the doubt and be like, okay, maybe someone pulled the cable from outside the room. Maybe. But if you would have watched it, it looks like the tripod lifted a little. I don't know if the clip's online or not, but
I was just going to say, you're going to have to find it for us.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
Well, we'll have to get you on with JD at the same time. And then maybe we should do that, son. We should get JD to go to that haunted because he would stay. If him and Steven stay in the hotel, I'll be the guy in the chair with the headset and the cat. I'll be like, okay, how's it going?
And we'll set up like multiple cameras so that it can be all angles.
Hey,
and yeah.
I'm sure those rooms aren't big. We probably only need 1 camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an
One in
old
the corner
hotel.
facing
It's-
everything.
it's-
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
an old hotel. It's
Because then that'll also give enough privacy to go to the bathroom.
Right.
So, yeah.
what's the name of that hotel, Swan? I forgot.
I don't know, but we can like look
Yeah,
it
we
up.
look it up. It's like the only hotel in Point. It's like right a kitty corner from like the Mothman Museum and right by the comic book store. So it's called the Old Something Hotel. I don't remember. I don't
It's
know.
like, was it like the Low Hotel?
Yeah, that is the Low Hotel.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah, so we'll have to check that out. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Low. Hello. Oh, wait, it's temporarily closed. Why is it
It
closed?
says temporarily.
Well, okay, maybe they're just.
So temporarily means not permanently.
Well, it's winter time, so
Yeah, maybe
maybe
they're
it's
just
just
closed
not
for
really
winter.
well insulated. So they close
maybe.
down in the winter.
Maybe.
I know the one video I watched online, they were the only ones who were there. So maybe they do ghost hunting during the off season.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Who knows? All right, well, I think it's time to wrap it up because people stop listening after about an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
Well,
That's how it is.
We'll wrap it up then.
I will wrap it up.
Yeah.
2 minutes. Fuck.
All right.
Hurry up.
Well, I don't have anything to promote. I don't have anything coming up. I'll be at Dr. Grin's in January for their open mic, so it's not a show, so nobody cares. I will also be at River City Saloon the last week of January at their open mic.
Nobody cares.
And nobody cares. And then we have a show in January that I'm not on, so people care. Because
People
I'm
care.
not on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
Adios, muchachos.
And from the Swan, that show that he's talking about is at the Dormouse Theater in Kalamazoo, Michigan on Friday, January 24th. It's going to be hosted by Devron. Devron. I always say it wrong. Like I second guess myself and then I like did that. And then it's going to be Adam Minnick and Jen
Flaxman?
whatever you said. And then there's one more person, but I don't remember who. Elizabeth.
Figure.
Oh yeah.
Figure.
From Ohio. Yeah. So that's going to be pretty dope. Check it out. And we have an open mic every third Thursday at the Dormouse as well. So if you want time on that, reach out to the Slaptail Squad at gmail.com. Bye from the Swan.
And then I'll be in Governor's Comedy Club,
Sweet.
Long Island, New York,
Yeah.
January 24th. That'll be myself and my buddies Ron Kane and GD Fenderson from my morning show, Coffee with the Dog, hosted by Tony Walker, who is the purveyor of fine comic things out of Long Island. So if you're in the area, come check it out. It'll be a great show.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Calling you
Yeah,
out.
Mike.
Go, Mike.
Shavola.
Go
Nemo,
watch some. Go fucking
Mateo.
see some freaking comedy.
Yeah.
Get out that
Bitch.
support. Get out
Just
there.
kidding. But yeah, definitely come check it out though. There's some dinner deals, some ticket deals. We're also giving away some tickets. So if you head over to my social media at the SiTCOM on any social media platform, there is a video located in there. You have to do the work, but you'll win 2 free tickets to the show. So find it, share it, and that'll get you entered into the drawing.
Nice. That's how promotions are done when you come on this show,
Yeah,
people.
good job.
Nice job. All right. Guy in the booth. Yeah, okay. Okie dokie. Stop recording.